Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Yue Eats. I'm Yue, and right now we're back in this downtown Jersey City area. We're gonna check out a place called Sushi By Bou, which opened a location here, although they have locations in Newark as well. Now, this place offers omakase for 50 bucks. Now, 50 bucks sounds like a lot of money, but trust me, for omakase, that's pretty cheap. Let's go. So here we are at Sushi By Bou in downtown Jersey City. It's actually inside Ani Ramen, a solid ramen shop around here. They offer a 12-course omakase for $50, so let's check it out. Alright guys, we're back at my apartment, and I'll be completely honest, there was a problem with my microphone, so I lost most of the sound, but I still have the footage, so let me walk you through what we got. Now, the first item was yellowtail, and this was just amazing. Honestly, when I took that first bite, I instantly knew what all the hype about omakase was. I used to think, omakase? Alright, I mean, you know, I don't really see the difference. You're getting one fish at a time as opposed to all the fish at once. I thought, what's the big deal? It's just an overpriced bougie thing, but that fish was buttery, it was fresh. That sauce they put on it just really complements it. My only complaint was that the rice could have been a little bit fluffier, but other than that, I could tell I was gonna have a great meal. 50 bucks may be pricey, but definitely worth it for the experience, especially considering in New York City, omakases will cost you 100 bucks at least. Next up, we had the lean tuna, and this was, melt in your mouth. Nothing can replicate the taste of tuna. Honestly, all the other fish, yellowtail, red snapper, I don't really recognize their taste so distinctly, but tuna, mackerel, salmon, those are like the trifecta, and there's no replicating their flavors. I couldn't eat prawn because I have a shellfish allergy, but they were kind enough to substitute another fish, and it was amazing. The fish was fresh, but the orange zest, it lifted it up. It made it transform from a typical buttery fresh fish to like a complex, orangey, delicious, amazing experience. Next was salmon roe, also known as salmon eggs. This one was my favorite so far. Each of the salmon eggs pops in your mouth like a wonderful salmony, fishy explosion of flavor. Like you're eating little bubbles of joy. Oh my goodness. I could still feel the bubbles in my mouth now. Next up was albacore, another buttery, melt-in-your-mouth fish. I think this one was one of the most buttery, most melt-in-your-mouth fish I've had so far, and the chef told me that it was imported from Japan, so that explains why it was so awesome. Now, up until that point, I thought the salmon roe was my favorite, but what jumped ahead to number one was the chopped tuna with pickled wasabi. And up until this point, everything was okay, it was fresh, and we're highlighting the freshness of the fish, but chopped tuna, oh man, the fresh tuna marinated along with some pickled wasabi. It was spicy, but in a wasabi way, in a horseradish way, not in like a hot, spicy way. It was just a perfect balance of flavor. Incredible. The most complex one of the day, my favorite by far up until that point. And then next we had the miso cod. The cod was marinated in miso for more than 24 hours, and you could definitely taste some deep, intense miso flavor. And it wasn't just that cheap miso that you get in miso soup or at Chinese restaurants. It was some high quality miso. I was starting to like every piece more than the last. Fatty tuna, also known as toro, came next, and fatty tuna is the most prized cut of all tuna cuts. If we're gonna use a steak comparison, fatty tuna is like your filet mignon, your ribeye, your top sirloin. Amazing. The only thing is they decided to blowtorch it, and I usually prefer my fatty tuna to be raw. That way you get the pure flavor. But it's okay. Different strokes for different folks. Then next up, my personal favorite, salmon. Now, salmon is actually my favorite, even though it's apparently the cheapest sushi. It's the most common, the least rare of the sushi pieces, but I love salmon. I love the melt in your mouthness of salmon, and I just love the flavor of salmon. The only thing was that they kind of brushed like a yuzu sauce on top, and I kind of wish they had just left it alone, because I like the taste of salmon on its own, but it was great. You might like it, just my personal preference. Second to last, Surf and Turf. Now for them, Surf and Turf is Wagyu beef with toro sushi. And rice, of course. And honestly, it was one of the best Surf and Turfs I've ever had. Steak is one of my favorite foods. Sushi is one of my favorite foods. Who knew that putting them together was perfect? That Wagyu beef was fatty, it melted in my mouth. The toro was fatty, it melted in my mouth. Just incredible. My favorite piece of the day. I know I said that a lot today, but I meant it. I liked almost every piece more than the other piece. I had just never had a sushi piece like that ever in my life. Can it still count as sushi if it has meat on it? I don't care. If it tastes good, that's all I care about. And lastly, barbecue eel. Now the barbecue eel was a blow-torched piece of unagi, also known as Japanese barbecue eel. Delicious, so charred and crispy on the outside, barbecue juicy eel on the inside. Perfect way to end. This place, Sushi By Bou, they love blow-torching the foods, and I don't mind. When you cook it, you really bring out a different flavor of the food, and it's not necessarily worse, it's just different. So honestly, great omakase. Some final thoughts, 50 bucks, great price for omakase. In Manhattan, expect to pay more like 100 bucks. A lot of the seafood was shipped from Japan, so honestly, it was good quality stuff. So it was a good price, and also the atmosphere was great. Japanese style lanterns, cherry blossoms hanging from the ceiling, just a really cool decor. I'd recommend it. Anyways guys, I hope you liked my review of Sushi Bou in Jersey City. If you like my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date when I post a video. Until next time, I'll see you later.